It's about to go down. Michael Sean and the Takeover Legend Morning Show is back Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Michael Sean, that's me. Jay Black, Sexy Mo, C Chung, and celebrity guests that you get nowhere else. That's right, but here on Michael Sean and the Takeover Legends. Go to our YouTube page, Michael Sean and the Takeover Legends, and check the exclusive situation all the way out. Or catch it live. Get your comments on Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Michael Sean and the Takeover Legends are back.
Michael Sean and the Takeover Legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in.
We the worst records, baby. We about to create a perfectly horrible song. Y'all know I've been in the gym, and now all I wear is tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts. Yes, I do. Tight shirts. Every day. I wear tight shirts because I'm working out some. And if I wear the right size, you won't see none of my little cuts in my arms or whatever. Short sleeve tight shirts in any type of weather. People talking trans when they see me in the street.
Your shirt's so tight, we can see your heartbeat.
Man, clown me if you want, I'm sticking to my guns. And when December comes, it's gonna be fun. You can crack jokes and treat me like a jerk, but one day you'll see my six-pack right through my shirt. And even if I wanted to, I just can't stop. I just might rock an Ezekiel crop top.
Whoa.
Did I take it too far? What?
Yes.
Oh, let's get started. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Ain't seen y'all in a minute. Uh-oh, something's wrong with my screen. My mouth ain't moving correctly. Let me bring Dr. Aaron Smith. I'm about to adjust something. Dr. Aaron Smith is in the building. Something's going on.
Yeah.
Let me see if What's good? Let me make an adjustment real quick. Let me, which one was it? Was it this one? Let me go over here and let me take this off. Yeah, let me take that off. Yeah, that's what it was. All right. I'm back. All right, what's going on, big dog? Happy Tuesday. Happy first day of the week.
Oh, yeah. All is well. Somebody broke in my car or something.
What?
They ain't get nothing. Everything good. You know, no complaints. I think I left the door open or something, you know. But I think they didn't know how to get in the trunk. So I just saw like the wires in the little glove compartment, you know, little mid-console part.
When did this happen?
I don't know. I would have came outside. But
when did you find out?
Overnight. I came out this morning. But my dad been telling me, you know, you got to install the dash cam. And I've been saying I need to install a dash cam.
Right.
I think they couldn't get the dash cam because all the wires were too tangled up. So they probably just saw that bunch of wires like F this, you know, waste of time and left. Or they heard a noise or something, you know, maybe that could happen. But they didn't get in the trunk. The trunk had like I got one of those portable air pumps.
Yeah.
The tires just in case. I got stuff like that. They would have took that stuff, but they didn't get none. But yeah, it prompted me. It was a good message to me. Hook up that camera because, you know, you can make the camera come on whenever there's, you know, motion or something. So I will get the camera and I'll look to move faster too. You know, it's always good to not get comfortable. You know, when you're comfortable, you get signals to be like, you know, I live in the mix.
That'll do it.
Open air drug market. I live in, you know, the hood of hoods.
Right.
And it's like that Boondocks episode with Dr. King. Because I said it on the air before. When I was like, yo, I be doing so much for y'all people. And y'all have no idea how much I be suffering because I suffer when I go to academia because I got 6-figure options where I'm turning down, you know, settlement offers. I'm losing 6-figure plus jobs. Then I get on everything from a podcast to a platform. People be coming at me. Then I go home to the hood, to the neighborhood in my community. I'm getting robbed. I'm going through like, yo, it's all hardest when you're trying to do right. When I was doing wrong, I was like, it don't matter. No way. I'm not paying taxes and it's whatever. It's easy then. When you're a token and you're agreeing, right? Shout out to, you know, the Jubilee. It's easy over there. I'm telling you, the hardest position in Black America is to try to help Black people while you're living around them and being honest to white people about their history and how you feel. There's nothing harder than this. Nobody can outgoon me because I go to their spaces and tell them the truth. Then I go right back to the hood and stand up to them. So I got to worry about getting my car broken into and getting shot. Then I got to go worry about getting fired and getting put on an FBI list. And I do it all. but it's all good. I signed up.
All right.
God bless me to not catch him. That's what I should say.
Yeah. So
I would have called you from jail.
Let's do. Well, they don't have an upgrade in jail. Let's do the moving
No
thing.
upgrade in jail.
Let's do the moving thing. Let's get you, because you can still roam, but there's certain areas I need you to be safe in. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that.
No, it's a lesson, seriously. Because I needed a wake up call. I got too comfortable thinking that that's just the place to be, and it's not the place to be. At least not for me right now, and it's not the best place for me to help. I can't help if I'm in it.
Right. Yeah. That's crazy. I'm honestly I'm laughing, but I know.
No, the fact that I was comfortable with it told me something was wrong.
Yeah,
I came out and responded like it was a normal thing, so I knew something had went wrong in my spirit. Where I was like, again.
Oh man, yeah, that's. Oh damn! Why'd I press that?
Whose birthday?
Ashley Newman. It's Ashley's birthday. It's still Leo season. Virgos, we ain't up yet. It's still Leo. Happy birthday, Ash. Ashley Newman.
Oh damn! Did I form another one? Why'd I do that?
What the boys got planned for you, Ashley? I know your son's got something planned for you, right?
I'm back.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Ashley, what did you?
Why can't I get rid of?
Happy anniversary to the Parkers too. Happy anniversary. Happy Miss Park. Is that Miss Park?
That's why I'm glad I logged on. I need that celebration energy.
Yeah, you need that positive energy.
Yeah, I need that. Yeah, celebrate.
All right, don't get used to it because we got a whole bunch. But we need positive energy. Ashley,
don't get comfortable.
Ashley Newman, happy birthday, Mama! Happy birthday, everybody!
Happy anniversary to the Parkers.
And happy anniversary! We get one at a time.
World got the Obamas. We got the Parkers.
They talking about playing songs. We can't afford all that now. Slow down, playing songs.
Happy birthday! Well, yeah, we are like I played to begin the show. This Fearless. When you walked out, this is what you got to do. When you walked out, you got to sing this song when you walked out, dog. This got to be you right here. This got to be you.
Let's go to bullshit.
I like this.
Let it go.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
That. I like that.
When you see something happen, you just gotta let it go. It's
always gonna be there. Yeah, you gotta let it go. Don't hold on to it.
What up, K-Day? When K-Day announced she was a stripper and found out she was just joking. Yeah.
No, she wasn't. She sent another message at the very end.
Oh, she wasn't.
At the very end of the show. Yeah.
I thought you were about to say she sent a video. I said, wait, what the hell?
Well, if you wanna send a video,
she's a former exotic dancer.
Get Jay Black in trouble. I said, what is don't be sending me stuff like this.
Girl, you in the no judgment zone. You in a safe space, K.
Hold up though. Have either of y'all ever had to send one of those messages though that I'm a married man and I can't? You ever had to shut somebody down a little bit, like when you're in a relationship? I had a couple times. Ladies are doing a little too much, and like they do repeatedly, and the lady like, you need to check that, and you gotta send that awkward message where it's like, we could still be friends, but right now I'm in a relationship.
I had one DM that was crazy. She was a stalker. I had to show somebody at the morning show when I was on the show in Dallas. She would send me something. She would send me a graphic picture, and then next thing you know, it would disappear. I didn't know you could make them disappear.
Like Snapchat type thing.
No, it was on my Instagram DM. You can make it. You can take it back. Yeah. So they would she'd pop it up. I'd be like, "What the hell?"
Oh, you got screenshot.
And it would disappear. But then she sent me a video, and the video would pop up, and it would disappear. And I would go like, so one day it happened I told everybody. Nobody believes me. I'm like, yo, she's sending me pictures of an area of her body, and every time I go to shows, it disappeared. It popped up during the show. Like I had my phone and I looked. I told Jade. I said, Jade, look, and she was like, I said I tried to tell you, but good morning, everybody. We got a lot of stuff going on. Happy anniversary.
Yeah, they all saying sorry, Doc. They all saying sorry.
Yeah, it's just stuff though. It's just stuff. And honestly, I got way too much stuff that I don't use and don't need anyway. So it ain't like I really had business even having all that stuff in the car. Because if you got stuff in your house and in your car and in your garage and all that, at some point, I'm the problem. Like,
what up, Super? And I know how that feels. I've had my car stolen like 3 times. Broken into twice. I lived in Jersey City.
Where you live at? No,
I lived in Jersey City, in the capital.
Yeah,
like I was in the capital of cars.
They take cars.
It's KT's birthday too.
KT, happy birthday, Mama. Happy birthday to KT. I mean, KT. Happy birthday, Mama. Happy birthday.
Kirsten.
Happy birthday.
How you say it? We need to get this.
We call her KT for short because we don't want to keep butchering her name.
Yeah, we're gonna kill her name anyway. So KT. Happy birthday. Happy 21st. Go ahead, girl. Make it happen. 21st.
Be honest. How old are you today?
Yeah, that's what we need. We ain't get no ages yet. All birthdays and all that. You don't see no ages now. That's how you know you're grown.
She's on the show, so she's the minimum of 30, 35.
Mike said we ain't counting. We stopped counting. You know?
Yeah.
With a link at maybe if you want to pop on, we can show you some love to you on the podcast.
I think K-Day, we got a lot of talk. We got a lot to talk about. We got a whole lot. We got to break down. I think K-Day may be the youngest person on the show of our regulars. I think she's the youngest.
No, it's not K-Day's. Oh, you just saying in general? In
general, she's the youngest.
Okay.
I don't know if she's the youngest.
Yeah, because she said her stipulations, you can't be over 30. What was it, 37 or something like that?
Yeah, she probably.
Yeah, I think she's the youngest. What the fuck you know about Snapchat and disappearing messages? Yeah, Jay Black, you want to answer that?
Oh, see, I shouldn't even followed up. I should try to joke. Yeah.
That's Doc. Doc got all that going on.
That's me. That's my bad. I gotta take that. Wingman. I brought that up, Lady Q. I was joking, you know.
Do you see when these two, this is why they perfect for each other. These two are married and in a courtroom 24/7. What you know about Snapchat? What you know about that? What you know about that? Yo, they go from loving husband and wife to cross-examiners in a split second. What you know about? I know she was busy. I know Lady Q had to be doing something. She was cooking something, getting something ready there. And she was looking at the TV. What you know about Snapchat messages disappearing? What you know about that?
The show's gonna be over at 9. She couldn't wait. She said, now, right now.
We're gonna address this right now.
You be acting like you don't be on social media like that. I thought you ain't know nothing, but now all of a sudden
now you're expert. Now you're IT expert. Now, you know that started in 2002. You know,
the crazy thing is who's exactly on Snapchat around here anymore. Like he took it to the archive, so he's been in the game.
Say Kirsten. That's what I said.
Kirsten. Happy birthday, Kirsten.
That's why people don't want the single friends around playing too much. See, here I come with my single man jokes. Messing stuff up.
Energy.
That's why people like, don't hang with them. Just do the podcast. Just do the podcast and keep it moving.
You get your car broken into, and now everybody got to suffer. Look at
everybody. He had a worse morning than me, and I
ain't do it.
He having a rougher morning than me. Oh man!
All right, so today we got some baby mom rules.
47. She honest. See, she came up with it. She's 47.
She's good.
See, Ashley Newman, she ain't scared. She ain't scared to put her age out there, Ashley.
I like the profile pic. I like your profile pic. I like that. You switch it up. I like that. Very pretty.
That's a good age. That's good.
That's a great age. So we got some baby mom rules now. We're gonna get into this later on in the show.
She's 39.
She's 39. Yeah, I thought she was. Yeah, so I thought she was definitely. I thought she might be the youngest of the regulars. Hell nah, she ain't waiting. No, she's not waiting to the end of the show. We got these rules that a baby mom sent to her baby father's wife.
Okay.
And we're gonna get into this after the show. We got rules that were sent over because she decided to let the kids stay over. She has rules that have to be followed.
Okay.
She got rules that have to be followed. We also got some stuff that I woke up to that's going on in Texas. Listen, I went to sleep early yesterday. Yesterday is my long hours day, 4 hours. I wake up at 4 a.m. and I go to sleep. I don't get done till 7 at night. So that was a long day. So I went to sleep. I don't know what's going on in Texas. I just saw the clips that Nikki, what's her name? Collier is being held in the Texas, I don't know, Capitol or a legislator, or she's.
Yes. She can only go to her office and come back.
Well, they kept her because she wouldn't sign a permission slip to allow the police to follow her in order to ensure that she would come back for the bullshit redistricting votes, the gerrymandering.
Oh, the Texas.
So they're protesting out in front. So I just woke up. I said, "This happened." So Joy Reid. I got a regular person who just commented on it, and then I got a live person. It's not live anymore. Who was out there when they were protesting, say, "Let her go." I don't know if y'all realize how bizarre this is, but it's crazy. So we're gonna talk about that. Also, we got a couple who when they got their check at the restaurant, they got more than a check. So I will show you all that. Let me see what we can get to first. And Doc, you're gonna have some work because I got the Amanda Seales clips. I got the Amanda Seales in that little competition where they put somebody and they debate everybody in the room.
The Jubilee conversation.
The Jubilee. Oh yeah, I heard about this.
Which I think is the most unproductive thing.
They're the rage bait experts right now. They crack the code. They got the hack to the matrix.
Debates are healthy. Debates are
Everybody
healthy.
watches know what they're gonna get. We all watch them. We know we're gonna get. We still watch.
This is why I didn't watch it until you sent it. And I said, let me watch it. This is so unproductive. All y'all turning this into the NBA, and nothing is being produced. There's nothing productive about this. Y'all we've turned this into another event, another spectator sport.
A spectacle, yeah, spectacle.
That's all it is.
Well, you know what's good for me though, Mike? I'm gonna tell you, I'm so insulated that I need to see how dumb people are. It's dangerous. Like I tell people all the time, people work in these colleges and I hear them say stuff. I'd be like, bro, half the people you talk to every day have PhDs. You don't know nothing about the real world unless you go out and talk to real people. Like I can't just be a professor talking to people 20 years younger than me and people who are in the 1% of people on the planet with PhDs. So when I heard the other one with Mehdi Hassan, where the guy was like, I'm a fascist and I'm a Nazi and I'm a white Nazi. For me, I was like, whoa, they really doing that now? Because I don't know people like this. So even when I watched the Amanda Seales, I didn't know these kind of black people were that bad. I knew like there was a Ben Carson and a Clarence Thomas. I don't know those just average regular black people, young guy, 20, like it's a revelation to me how bad it is. I need to know.
Well, it was that bad that Amanda Seales said she'll never do it again.
It's dumb. It's dumb. People, changing the world isn't a game show. Changing America isn't going to be done in a game show, and that's what it is. These people see cameras. They know what the rules are to this, and they know the agenda they want to push. They know the attention they want to get. So we have some of the most inauthentic views being thrown out.
Yeah, she said, "I hope y'all actors."
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I hope y'all actors.
But let me get to what happened in Texas. This is the first clip that what's going on in Texas, which is just a wild time to be alive, man. And we're gonna be playing that song, letting the bullshit go, a lot today. So here's what's going on. Here's one person who was actually there. There's a little.
What's happening right now in the Texas legislature? Dustin Burrows has locked up Nicole Collier because she won't sign some bullshit permission slip to be followed around by a DPS escort. That's a cop following around for the next 3 weeks to make sure that she comes in and votes for this bullshit Donald Trump redistricting bill. What's going on in Texas is absolutely 100% wrong. And locking up members of the legislature because they won't sign your bullshit document, it's just wrong. It's wrong.
Crazy.
We need more people up here fighting. We need more people up here fighting alongside State Representative Nicole Collier, who's doing this protest because she must, and we all must. We must fight against Donald Trump and all of this madness that's happening in this country.
So that's basically what's going on. We've got a few people who have gone on social media. Mind you, I woke up to this, so I was like, okay, what's going on? After I said my prayer, my meditation, I jumped on something that's anti-prayer and anti-meditation.
So if she doesn't
sign 40 corn-fed Texas niggas riding black horses with AKs and rifles on their way to the house to go pick up Nicole right now because there's no legal authority to keep her there. So apparently the House is using House Rule 5, Section 8 to say that Nicole Collier has to stay in the House chambers until she either A, signs a permission slip saying, I'm going to let the police follow me everywhere to make sure I come back on Wednesday, even though if I decide I don't want to come back on Wednesday to break a quorum forum, then I have the right to do that. Or B, she got to stay there till Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. when they supposed to pull up and do their thing. The civil arrest warrants, keyword civil arrest warrants that were issued on the House Democrats when they left have expired because that special session expired. And we know that special session expired because the Democrats weren't going to come back. They weren't going to come back. And Governor Abbott was very clear about, y'all don't come back when this one expired. I'm going to just do a new one. And nobody cared, actually. This is a bully tactic by the Republicans, and they think that we for play. Because look at the permission slips that they having these people sign. And for those of y'all that are still waiting for the proverbial red line to be crossed before you decide to wake the fuck up and get active with the rest of us, let me be clear that during the Jim Crow era, there weren't necessarily certain laws in place or on the books per se, but racist white people used tactics like fear, violence, bullying, shit they doing right now to keep black people in their place so that they can maintain power for as long as possible. They're doing it again. I don't know if y'all got no Texas Cowboys on no shit, but go get Nicole. Go pick her up.
I don't know if it was when Abe Lincoln was around. I don't really remember. But I remember somebody telling me a story of people climbing out of the windows. So I say, if y'all got ladders, go help your girl out. Get her out of there. Get her out of there. No, seriously, I'm actually kind of dead ass. I mean, I'm just saying, like, this is absolutely insane. If they gonna act crazy, we can too. Especially since she's not acting crazy to harm people. She's doing her part to actually help people.
So that's basically what's going on right now.
Damn.
Yes, they're holding her. They're saying she can't leave unless she signs.
Is that legal? Legal? They just say you can't leave. Like, I don't understand. How are we?
Let me tell you, the more stuff I hear, the more rules that legislation that they use and guidelines that they use, you realize how backwards this country, the facade that this country has put up on the nonsense that the rules that are actually in the rule book. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, this, we are exposing ourselves to be one of the most overrated.
Sounds like kidnapping to me.
Countries in the world. Like, we really put a facade on. We really put a facade. This is what they're doing. If you don't sign this permission slip to allow police to follow you till the vote comes, you can't leave. I don't know.
And if she fight back, then that's assault, and now they're gonna get her on charges.
Well, no. Historically, another lesson they don't teach in school oftentimes is about the armed invasion of the Black Panther Party in 1967 of California when they went to the Capitol when Ronald Reagan was the governor. And it caused the first time ever that a Republican signed a gun law bill because they didn't want these black people with these shotguns all up in their spots. And back then, before it was 9/11 and checkpoints, you can come and go into the Capitol building freely. So they walked up in there. And I think it was in the movie Panther too. They showed that scene, but they walked in there freely. And Ronald Reagan was actually hosting a group of 8th graders at the time. And it was all caught on camera. You know, so you could probably YouTube it. If you got that clip, that'd be a good clip to show. Black Panthers, Capitol building, 1967, Ronald Reagan. Yeah, so it's happened before. Like that's why they don't teach history, because if they taught history right, people would say, "Oh, she in the Capitol? We know what to do." Right? Just like Poor Righteous Teacher said, when we heard "Fight the Power" and all them songs, when Rodney King got beat, we didn't need the internet to know it was time to go and that LA was going to burn. We didn't even need to have cell phones. We knew we were primed for revolution. So now people need to know in 1967, when something happened at the Capitol people didn't like, we took our guns up there, our shotguns that we was able to carry lawfully, and we went up in there and handled business and made sure they changed the laws and got their mind right. You don't got to say nothing about today. Just tell them what we did back in the day. That's what we did back in the day. We strapped up and handled business. So if you want to know what to do, back in the day when we had a problem in the Capitol, we strapped up, we went down there and handled business.
Well, speaking of checkpoints, there's a checkpoint at Union Station in D.C. that's being reported on yesterday, where they're stopping and they're actually checking cars. So the D.C. assault continues. This is what these childish followers have come to. Shake my damn head. Actually, I wouldn't even call it childish anymore. Now it's a dangerous dictatorship that's taking place, and it's happening in real time. Right in front of our faces. There are protests happening around the country, all over the country, and the bought media will not, CNN will not put cameras there, and will not show you. Instead, they will have a bitch from The Biggest Loser sit on a panel of people in a circle and tell you why only 2% of white people own slaves. That's what they'll show you.
She was wild. She was wild.
And what I mean about these debates, the same way those panels of bullshit are the same way these debates that are going on, whatever they're called, the Jubilee are going on, are nothing but having people argue and nobody's learning anything because people are trying to put on a show. And it's all for the vanity and it's all for the cameras. Whether they believe what they're saying or not, there's no productive outcome. They're just people walking off still believing they're right.
That part.
No matter how much they might be.
No, who was right?
They might be proven wrong. And understand, you can watch a clip and say, well, that's obvious. She's right. We watch clips of Donald Trump, and with clips, we watched the debates between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, and we sat there and said, yeah, well, Kamala's right. That's not what millions of other people said. True. It's just entertainment.
It's just entertainment.
And that's the scary part, because we take it as just entertainment. But what's being talked about is happening in real life. So we're using a WWE tactic for something that's really happening. And it's the whole thing to normalize this shit. And what it gives is spaces for people to say stuff over and over and over again that are not factual. And it normalizes what they say. There's no shame in what they say. There are people around clapping in these Jubilees, clapping for what they're saying.
I want to see these Jubilee clips. I want to see what's going on.
The first one's a short one. Now, I'm telling you right now, Dr. Smith, you're going to be doing some work today, because the second one is lengthy. And the second one, as it's going on, I'm going to stop it at certain points, and you're going to speak on it. Make sure you unmute yourself. Because
I got you.
There you go. The first one is direct to the point. The first one, it's the epitome. It's the showstopper of just saying whatever it takes to piss people off and have your opinion, and the clickbait is right in your face, right in the beginning, and it just goes on. But here's a clip from Amanda Seales right here.
Embrace a victim mentality, because that's not what our grandparents and Harriet Tubman and those people fought for. They fought for equal opportunity.
Do not bring up Harriet Tubman's name in vain, baby. Please.
Let's say the Lord's name in vain. The Lord's name.
Harriet Tubman was literally saving her family and others from slavery.
Yeah. You know who helped her? White people.
You know who helped her?
They were on the Underground Railroad. Come on in.
No, you know who helped her?
Come on in.
No, you know who helped her?
God and
people who benefit from white supremacy. One of the things
it's a lie. White supremacy is a lie.
No, sir,
it's
that's
a
simply
lie.
not
There's
true.
no such. I mean,
if that were not the case, then we wouldn't see the continued effort of colonialism and white people placing themselves in positions of power when they do not have the power.
Because their culture. Black culture is toxic. The black culture is toxic. We have produced a culture that is toxic. And let's get on the fact that there's no fathers in the black home. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
None of this is gonna work if y'all are just gonna sit here and make up.
It's
not gonna work. No, a debate has to be in facts.
You're putting off emotional liberalism right now.
I am not putting off emotional liberalism. You're putting off unfounded lies based in conservatism.
Misinformation. Remember they did the misinformation thing all summer, where everything conservatives did. They said misinformation.
You're carrying a chain around your neck of an apartheid nation that actively wants to harm black people and non-Jewish people. But let me bring it back. Let me bring it back.
Refuse.
You dumbass nigga. You dumbass nigga. Oh, I don't remember saying it.
Good morning, Tawana.
Good morning, Tawana. First, saying black people created a toxic culture is amazing to me.
Why do you always sound like that, though? Why, like, what's that? What is that thing? What's that throat thing? Like, why do they talk like that? I just don't understand. Like, what is that? Like, it was like this. It was like like saying if there was 20 rappers or 20 inner city people, and they're all like, yo, 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 yo. Like, yo, it was like so stereotypical the way they all started talking. It was like they were all Candace Owens or Clarence Thomas. Like nobody just, maybe the guy with the mustache a little bit. He was a little bit.
But what is the point of having a conversation with somebody who says white supremacy doesn't exist? Where do you go from there then? What's the point of having a conversation then?
Dust off your sandals. Don't cast your pearls before swine. There's a whole lot in my spiritual education that talks about when there's no point in having a conversation. And it talks about lessons like that, where they say dust off your sandals. That means like keep it moving. Don't cast your pearls before swine. The pigs don't even know the difference and the value. Don't waste your time, right? In hip hop, Jay-Z said, a wise man told me don't argue with fools. People from a distance can't tell who is who, right? Like we have a lot of examples of people understanding that there's no point in talking. The master teacher, John Henry Clark, said, I only debate with my equals. All others I teach. And when I first heard that, I was like, dang, he's stunting. But then as I got older and I started becoming a teacher, it's like, yo, can you imagine, Mike, you like KRS-One? Let's say I don't like KRS-One. Let's say I never listened to a KRS-One song in my life. Meanwhile, you know every album. You know the backstory. You know the Scotland Rock. You might have been at events, right? Here I am wanting to debate you. I heard a snippet. And I got a lot to say. Negative at that. At some point, you got to lean back and be like, what am I, like I said, what am I talking? You don't even know the subject. So meanwhile, I read books. I'm always in conversation with people who don't read the books, but they want to talk to me all day. And I got to be polite and patient. But at some point, I'm like, yo, bro, if you're going to critique this book, where I'm from, you got to read the book. So it's difficult to get in conversation with people who don't read, don't know the facts, haven't really received nuanced perspectives because they don't know the other side. That's why they say things like emotional liberalism as opposed to saying you all say this. Yeah, and I want to know, I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say this. How many of them are in interracial relationships? Because a lot of times it seems like people just be talking so they make sure it's cool when they get home.
And let me ask y'all something. The people producing this show, what would get more likes and views than a black man saying white supremacy doesn't exist?
Mm-hmm. And black culture is toxic.
And black culture is toxic.
And who helped Harriet Tubman? White people.
White people. What else would get more likes, views, and engagement?
Yeah, they love
to have a black man, a dark-skinned black man, tell you that white supremacy is a lie and doesn't exist.
If it hasn't happened yet, one of them gonna be on Fox by the end of the day. Because like you said, opportunities are there.
Opportunities are there.
The one dude said he running for office. The dude with the goatee said he running for office. So they all gonna get more light now. They all gonna get donors and everything else. You know, fake LLCs with like the Black Freedom Project, Blexit type stuff. They saw it happen to Candace. She's worth millions.
Does he fall in that category with Lady Q? Go ahead, Mike.
Lady Q says Harriet Tubman said I could have freed 1,000 more slaves if they knew they were slaves. This man is the exact definition.
Yeah, people debate whether she said it, but it's like the Willie Lynch letter. I don't think it matters whether she said it or not. She lived it, and it's true. And yes, he is a coon and a sellout.
Damn. All right, Doc.
No, people are trying to do that with Willie Lynch. They'd be like, Willie Lynch letter ain't real. But all the principles are accurate. And other people said the exact same things, and those laws that did exist on the books and the type of separation between color. Like, it doesn't matter. People act like they really hit your argument by, one document.
And if now I could have stopped that
one. Audition. I like that. That's what it was.
I could have stopped that one in mid. I could have stopped that one right in certain parts for you to respond. All right. I could have, so we could break down each part. But the exhausting one is yet to come.
That wasn't the exhausting one?
No.
That first dude had a white wife or white girlfriend. 90% chance.
The exhausting one is yet to come. So I'm going to stop. So obviously, I ain't got to tell you to pay attention because you pay attention for a living. That's what you do. So this one, just everybody, if you got a cup of coffee, grab your coffee.
Buckle your seatbelt.
I'm gonna have my vape ready. All I'm gonna do is pause. When I pause, Dr.
Okay,
Smith,
all right. Tag me in.
It's a little game. It's musical. It's musical comments. It's musical commentary.
Musical tunes. I'm sorry, musical comments.
And Jay, if you want to jump in.
No, this is all Doc. This is his lane right here. I'm interested.
I'm interested.
All right. So
we can lead as a reader. That's right.
Take it from here, and we go.
murdered when he was younger, but his mother came to him and gave him a book and told Ben Carson's cousins were murdered when he was younger, but his mother came to him and gave him a book and told Ben Carson to read and study so to not be like his cousins. And Ben Carson separated 2 twins at the back of the head, and he's known as one of the best pronounced neurologists or neuroscientists that we've ever seen, right?
Ben Carson said that slaves were immigrants.
Well, they were brought here to the United States, and many of them were slaves, and we know that to be a fact.
What is the difference between someone being an immigrant and being a stolen person?
I mean, I understand that many people were stolen here, but 90% of historians agree that slavery would have not been possible if black slave owners within Africa didn't sell off their people. White people didn't show up and just start stealing people. They didn't do that. That's not how that worked.
They literally did that.
But they...
Yeah, they did do that.
Go ahead. I'm just want to warm you up. What do you guys right now? What do you have to say with that one?
Yeah, 2 things could be true. There's a difference. I think Maulana Karenga described it the best. He talked about the difference between designers and architects of a system and collaborators. For example, Nazi Germany. There were Jews that had the Stockholm syndrome that worked alongside of the SS and, persecuted their own people and literally said things like, I'm only doing my job. Now, to say that the Holocaust wouldn't have happened without those collaborators is nonsense. Because the Nazis were already doing what they were doing. The trains had been shipped, people's houses had been burned, camps had been built. Now, some people will collaborate with that system that was created. But to conflate a collaborator with a constructor of a system is apples to watermelons. Like it's no pun intended. It's nonsense. So just because I go along with it, like Patty Hearst, when they said, she was robbing the banks with the other people. If somebody puts a gun in your head and says, come on, and kidnaps you, yes, you can agree to be down or you can stand on business. So yes, not every black person stood on business when the evil people who met at the Berlin Conference to divide up Africa like a cake after 600 years or more of the Arab invasion and slave trade. There's already a lot of things happening, and people weren't just coming to them like the ET saying, take me to your leader. When people got there to round up people, they called them the Kofa lines, where they would have the people in those yokes with the sticks connected and all that, and people would die from the interior to the coastline. Now, there were also negotiations. So you can negotiate, right? Just like in pimping. You could be a guerrilla pimp, or you can coax somebody into doing it. So I might be a pimp, a human trafficker. I might have somebody like Ghislaine Maxwell go and talk to girls at the bus stop. Oh, you need somewhere to stay for the night? Yes, some people might get talked into it. Some people might reach out to us. Other people, I might snatch them in a van, tie them up, and drug them that night, and they don't even know what happened. So all these things could be happening. But to say that since there's collaborators, I have the right to change history and absolve the constructors, to conflate the two and then act like there was no going in and just taking people is not reading. It's just not reading. It's nonsense. And when people say experts and historians say, he's talking about racist white people that have been lying about and revising history forever. These same people that said Egypt ain't in Africa and all the ancient Egyptians were white people, even though it was 140 degrees and they had flat noses and dark skin and woolly hair. He's a dumb kid.
Let's continue.
Didn't. They worked with black owners and the Arabs.
Literally did that.
It's funny,
and Arabs did that as well. And I think it's very important. And I think it's important to note that there is an oversimplification of history as well as of black people in Africa. There's a failure to acknowledge that in Africa, black people did not consider themselves black people. That was a racial distinction that was solely created by white oppressors to legitimize slavery.
Arab oppressors, actually, because the Arabs did it in the 7th century. They were the first ones.
They did not name it under blackness. They simply just decided we're going to go and have enslavers. This was a decision that was actualized and then tried to be pushed forward through eugenics. Literally, there was an executive order that was passed a few months ago that said that Donald Trump wants to now control the museums because he wants to take back control of the narrative around race. And in one of these museums that they cited was that there was a display that speaks about race not as a biological thing, but as something that has just been created as a social construct. And he stated that is an incorrect expression of race, that race is biological.
But it is biological. Like, let's look at our phenotypical traits, the nose differences, the hair texture. It's a biological thing.
Oh, baby.
Sure, there's a social concept, but there's biological differences that exist.
You're very convicted in your lack of information around these things. Race and ethnicity are two different things, okay? Ethnicity is where you're from. Race is literally something that was created to put people into categories of caste, to put people into categories of oppression. Race is not something that you are. Race is something that was bestowed and put upon you.
That's racism, not race. Race is simply the aggregation.
No, race is literally something that was created and put upon you. And I want you to listen to me as somebody who has studied this, who has a master's in African American Studies from the Institute for Research in African American Studies at Columbia University. I want you to understand very clearly that race is not something that is biological. There is literally
Look at us.
no.
Look at the differences.
There is many differences that are equated to ours that has nothing to do with race.
Melanin content is not biological at all.
So if you have a black parent and you have a white parent and now you come out looking white, how is that a biological proof of your race?
Most of them
There's
come
no
out
most of them.
having
Stop,
curly hair.
Stop. There's no most of them. You do not have anything to
You're
prove
mixed
that.
race too.
I am not mixed race. My mother is black and my father is black.
Well, my father is also considered black, but he's very much has a lot of European DNA. And
you know what I think? I think that you are at a phase of your learning where you are a contrarian. And I look forward to seeing your development because I have a feeling that you're actually going to flip the script eventually because you are somebody that definitely is grounded in wanting to learn facts and wanting to learn the truths of things. However, you're currently still stuck in an indoctrinated space that is tricking you into thinking that you are something that you are not. You are a black person who is literally having to receive the results of racism, but ultimately you are of an ethnicity that has thrived in spite of it. And that is where we really exist from. And that is where our resilience comes from in spite of systemic racism.
I think our resilience is happening now. I think growing, understanding the real problems, not going out and trying to protest against, you guys don't ever do this. KTS.
You guys don't ever do that.
KTS
Who is you guys?
All right, I'm going to let you, because I saw you wanted to jump in. Move the comments. I'm sure you wanted to jump in, Fearless. So go ahead.
Man, I think that Amanda Seale's growth is important to note because earlier I was talking about how it requires a lot of patience because the only time I state my credentials is when I'm in a crisis situation like that and I need somebody to have a moment of clarity. I never start a conversation telling them that I'm an expert in the field because we can have difference of opinion. We can look at the same facts and have our perspectives. Mine's no more valuable than yours because I sat in classes. But when you're dealing with somebody who doesn't appreciate the basic realities of facts to even engage in a debate of any degree of quality or benefit, sometimes you have to say, with all due respect, I studied this and I know the facts. And the old Amanda Seales might have been more interested in the disrespect and the cutting off that she did mention in other parts of the, but I liked her growth because she said something later on about, foundational Black Americans despite having immigrant parents. So I see that she's receiving other people's perspectives and experiences in a way that even when somebody's dead wrong and ignorant, she can wish them the best and even expect, better for them in the future. So I commend her for that. But he's not from America's family, right? You learn later, but a lot of this is because of that, right? I like the fact that it says conservative from Angola because she checked all that stuff without being FBA herself. She recognized that even on the side of a lot of immigrants and immigrant families and first generation families, they don't know the history and they don't know the debt that they owe. Just like that Chinese man we played in the other clip, if it wasn't for the blood of foundational Black Americans, none of y'all would be here. The only people we have that conversation with that's different is the Mexicans. Because they know us too. And we yes, y'all know. And they're usually the last people to have these kind of comments. The last people I hear having these slick comments about foundational Black Americans are Mexicans. And they have the most claim to the land other than foundational Black Americans. So
all right, here we go. Here's some
members of the Black community that want to hold people accountable, especially Black people. So KTS was shot 60 times outside of Cook County, Chicago. How many BLM members came out? You earlier said BLM is about
referring
police.
To me as you guys.
Okay, that's fine. So, for example, we had a really good example of this where it's not a police because I remember you said...
Where are you from?
Where am I from? What do you mean by that? Like, what state am I from? Where was I born?
Where do you live right now?
I live in Florida. I was born in Angola, though. I was born in sub-Saharan Africa, okay?
Where did you grow up for most of your time?
In Maine. I lived in North America.
In Maine?
Yes.
And what is the population of Black people in the town that you're from?
It's really extremely low, but I grew up around Black people, and there was a Black community where I lived.
And that Black community that you lived in, did they teach you about Black history in the United States?
Are your
parents Black American?
Yeah, my mom is Black. My father is Black.
No, I'm asking, were they born in the United States?
No, because I wasn't born there.
Oh, so you guys are all from Angola?
Yes. But again, like I told you earlier, right? In terms of people like KTSJ, they were shot. BLM doesn't come out for them. And I remember you earlier
Well, I
said,
think it's really
hold on, can I
important
please finish? You earlier said that BLM is worried about police, but when Daniel Penny choked out the man that we all know was causing violence on that subway train,
he was not causing violence.
He was threatening
causing
people.
Disruption is not causing violence.
He was threatening people.
Causing disruption is not causing violence.
And the people there helped him also. And we know that he would help them.
I don't know what that has to do with BLM. Random people on a train is not Black Lives Matter.
BLM showed up for that. They did.
Showed up for what?
BLM showed up threatening white people, saying that they were going to go get white people. Now they
BLM
did.
protested.
BLM New York.
BLM protested. Where did you get that from? You see, your sources are not. You're not able to cite your sources. Please go sit down.
Yeah, that's the truth.
It's not the truth. It's not the truth. It's not the. Nothing you say is actually the truth. Nothing. You're not even American. You're not even a Black American. As the daughter of an immigrant, it is imperative that Black people from other places understand the disparate difference that they exist from Black people in the United States. It is not the same. Period. And ultimately, the best effort that we can do as a diaspora is to lead in understanding, not in judgment. So when I am talking to somebody from Sudan, from the Congo, from Angola, I am listening to understand their experience, not to undermine it. And I refuse to allow anybody from Grenada, from Angola, from any other place to come and try to undermine the experience of Black Americans.
Carson's cousin.
Bars.
And a lot of times people have said it the wrong way. I've critiqued the Black American movement, especially when they were doing the ADOS stuff, because I didn't like the name descendants of slaves, because we've been saying enslaved Africans for the longest amount of time, but I understood where it was coming from. I understood the disrespect. I understood the neglect. I understood the revision of history. I understood when people came to become citizens, they weren't being told the truth, and they ended up being worse than some of these white folks. They were so thoroughly indoctrinated into this land of milk and honey and opportunity that we're just too lazy to take advantage of. I saw what was happening. So when I saw the backlash and Black people just started their own movement and started yelling at people and calling them tethers and everything else, I knew that they needed some growth. But I understood why they were mad. So now that I see the language is changing and people from the other side are seeing at least what we're trying to convey, that there's some middle ground that's happening within the diaspora community. But initially people were just like, Dad, why y'all separating people? Or why y'all being divisive? And no, y'all have been extra for a long time and needed to be checked. And we're being ignored. And I think that it's good that Black Americans are finally having an identity that stresses their unique experiences in the world. I think it's vital. She did good.
So yeah, and I have to applaud Amanda Seals. Amanda Seals has said some things that I didn't agree with. I never left a comment on social media or anything like that. But I think you recognizing her growth, and we're not look who are we? We're just giving a commentary on something we're watching. I do see an amazing growth in Amanda Seals. Now it's just a clip. So I don't talk to her on a regular basis.
But like Amanda Seals, I'm giving my expert opinion.
Hey, I studied. I got
But they tell us that when they said that to us when we go through orientation. They warn us about that. They say you have an added responsibility because when you speak with certain credentials, people are under the assumption that you've read some things and they could be verified. So when other people talk, you might just get mad and say something in the argument. When I say I'm talking and people say Dr. Smith said, people are not expecting, well, Dr. Smith was just mad that day and trying to win. So there is a responsibility where it's like, you know what? If I ain't never read this and I can't give you no citation, even within 24 hours after we talk, I have no business saying it. But I'm not saying everybody with PhD holds no to that standard, but that is the expectation, that you're not just going to be lying and just be talking, on some Jubilee stuff after you get the doctorate.
And that what goes to my point that everybody shouldn't have a voice.
Well, not the same voice. They should have a voice, but yeah. Some people in that comment section for. Some people should be in the comment section.
Because there are no rules or regulations to say prove what you said.
They tried with little facts, but yeah, it's not.
Yeah. Prove what you said. Quote
State
your sources.
Cite your sources.
Cite your sources. And quickly, that's why bad pastors are very dangerous. Okay.
Nah, that's true. God said. I ain't even gonna say that. I ain't trying to get struck down, but you know how they do after that. They didn't say anything. They didn't say anything.
God said. That's true. You have a responsibility for words that you speak. I have
Power, life, and death.
I am Amanda fan and follower. She still has issues, but her growth is definitely something to commend. Now, the difference with in a space where Amanda Seals now is in social media. You do remember this is the problem with social media, because even though you've grown from a comment you may have posted 5 years ago, it's there. It will be clipped. It will be reposted. That's the danger. That's just one of the 6,000 dangers of social media. Because either you have to, I think they should be a whatchamacallit? What do they call that when they put ratings on movies or they should be
advisory sticker?
Yeah, an advisory sticker.
Community advisory sticker.
There should be a community advisory sticker on posts. Is this an opinion post or is this an opinion based on facts? Mm-hmm. Just to let people know this is
they do that, but then they lie about it. Like when you see on Instagram, they'll be like, "Oh, this has not been verified," but it'll just be some fact about black people that every black person has known to be true and can verify. But just because the 2 white people who run Snopes didn't say it, they'll be like, "We don't know about this." So even when they do that, even their fact checking is governed by white supremacy and these biases because they were raised a certain way. Radio show's good, yeah.
Radio show was good. Yeah, it was good. Very much teaching space, and I miss her on the platform. And allegedly, the reason why, I'm sure there's multiple reasons, but the reason why she was let go was because of her comments about Kamala Harris. That was the owners at Radio One or Urban Networks, whatever you want to call it, decided that was a line that wasn't going to be crossed. I didn't agree with some of the stuff she said.
She got blocked by man. Maybe she'll let you back now. Now that she got a newfound life, just say, "Hey, let me back, Amanda. I want to follow you again."
Amanda was letting go all the BS with a block button.
You challenging me? Oh no, you out of here.
Letting go of the bullshit.
Let go of the bullshit. No, but she represented well, so she should get some credit for this, right? This could be a kickstart for something.
She stepped up to do it, because a lot of people are like Mike said, I don't got the bandwidth, I don't got the time. I'm not talking to these people. Great example while I'm thinking about it, because this goes to the previous few clips. Here is what you can ask, right? You don't need a PhD to bring truth to nonsense, right? I always say one drop of purity can, negate a whole cesspool, right? Ask these 2 questions. In what ways have white institutions or white people in mass inhibited the upward mobility, life expectancy, or quality of life or opportunities for black people? So y'all can think of a few, right? What are some ways that black people institutionally or in mass have harmed, restricted black people, right? Name some.
That black people have done to black people?
No. White people in mass or institutionally have restricted the life expectancy, upward mobility, access to resources and safety, opportunity. What has happened throughout history collectively that white people have done to black people institutionally, collectively?
I mean, you can start from the beginning. You use slavery. You can use drugs. You can use actual violence against black people.
Like Rockefeller laws too, right? There's legislation.
Laws.
So education, healthcare, right?
Education, healthcare,
housing. Right? You can say military. We talk about the front line and access to even join the military, right? Institutional repression and oppression. You ready for this question? Here's a good one. Ready for this one? This is what the second question you got to ask. No PhD needed. In what ways have black people in mass institutionally restricted the upward mobility, access to capital, safety, and life expectancy of white people in mass? And go.
He took all the jobs in the NBA. I don't know.
He took all the jobs in the NBA.
We don't run my name. It's not our institution.
It's not our institution. Yeah, it's not our institution.
But I'm saying,
never had.
What institutional control, or not even that, even when you say in mass, don't tell me what 12 people supposedly did in DC, the big balls. When I say in mass, I'm talking about like a community, like the KKK, a network, right? What network of black people have denied access to upward mobility or housing or education or life? So when did you see 3,000 black people gather to watch a white man be killed? Never. You can look at lynchings right now. 3,000, 5,000. Talk about you didn't own slaves. 5,000 people gathered to watch people get castrated, hung. And then it was an institution because they sold the souvenirs. They sold the postcards. They had trains and they advertised in the churches about special events. This is an institution. Money's exchanged, right? They would take people out of the jails. So it was even a higher form of law and order than the actual established law and order because the sheriff would be there at the lynchings too. Sometimes the cops were in the KKK. All you got to do is ask them 2 questions. What did white people do institutionally en masse to black people? What did black people do institutionally en masse to white people? That's the difference between institutions and individuals, difference between racism and prejudice. Paul Mooney said it best. I can yell cracker all day on the corner. It ain't going to stop you from going right into that bank and getting that loan. So us and them is no conversation. And there's a lady named Joy DeGroy who wrote the post-traumatic slave syndrome, right? She said she lets her daughter teach those classes. And that's how she used to start. And her daughter started. She said, I can't have those conversations at this level of my career. I can't do it anymore. The tears and all that. She said, somebody has to do it. Somebody has to do those introductory courses. But she said, my daughter does that now. I used to do it. Because some people are just not in the space where they can sit down with these people and even try. And they've usually put in a lot of work already. And I commend them. So Amanda Seals, frontline work like this. Frontline soldier.
He held it down.
I don't got it. I'll be like, bro, I'm not doing this.
But what do you say to them people that do bring up black? Because he kept bringing up Black Lives Matter didn't show up. Black Lives Matter. But like, what do you say to those people that always bring that up? That Black Lives Matter doesn't. I guess they don't come out for everything.
It's the whole cancer and house on fire thing people say. When people say give money to diabetes, nobody ever says, what about cancer? Like, when there's a house on fire, nobody says, what about these other houses? They're not on fire. And when they are, we'll go to them. We always have. Like, what? I just don't understand why we can't identify one thing. Like on St. Patrick's Day, nobody says, what about the Italians? Like, everybody get the time, right? Like, what are we doing here? Like, the reason why this started was because somebody was never getting their time and never getting their chance, never getting treated fairly, never getting an opportunity to have justice. So after 400 years of one group never getting anything, yes, somebody's going to say, what about us? And the second, even before they even got finished saying it, what about everybody? As a means to stifle people's desire to bring justice and attention to inequality.
And Doc, and there are 2 things to the BML. First, Black Lives, BLM, Black Lives Matter. I hate when it always gets brought up. I hate when that is the end all be all for everybody's response. Why don't they show up here? Number one, when you say why don't they show up here, it's the easiest way to get out of the argument is saying why aren't they at every single issue in America happening?
Yeah, what about it? What about this? What about that?
You know why? Because it's impossible. The U.S. government, the most powerful entity in America, can't tap on everything. So you know that's the way you win just by saying that. But since you want to bring it up, why don't you bring up the Black Panther Party who tried to be at everything and what was done to them? Because the movements that literally tried, they got destroyed and ended. And they got murdered and imprisoned. So it's just the obvious, it's the little dumb common sense. You know why they can't be at everything and be at every place and every single situation. No organization can. And what you said is perfect. Nobody ever says, what about diabetes when they're collecting money for cancer? Because guess what? That organization that's collecting the money for cancer can't collect the money for every single disease. They have to focus on one thing or else it just won't work. Hey, just give us money for every disease, y'all. Yes.
Plus, you got. I call it SOS. When I talk to people now, I always say SOS means slick or stupid, because a lot of times you're talking to people that know better. When Nick Fuentes was saying that Africa didn't have words, I was on the fence. So I'm like, he's that popular. He seems educated. He can't think that. He can't. So some of it might be ignorance. Some of it is hyperbole. Some of it is just racism trying to revise the reality of history that he's aware of. But when I talk to people, I'm wondering they're slick or stupid. But I know that these racists have long had an affinity for acronyms. That's why when it wasn't BLM, it became CRT. Now that it's not CRT, it's DEI. They all mean nigger, but if you're not smart, you'll get lost in the weeds of the acronym. I don't get lost in races using acronyms, just like when they talk about MLK and try to quote them. I'm not confused anymore. I see that smoke screen. It's the acronym smoke screen that only really represents one letter.
Right. No, absolutely. And in Nick Fuentes situation, he knows what he's saying. He knows Africa's head language. He just knows he can say it to enough people that will believe him.
Mm-hmm.
He knows.
Keep repeating a lot. That's important. Keep it out there. And you know what somebody will say? They'll cite him as a source. Because people love secondary, quaternary sources for items removed from the primary source. People that never look at primary sources. Now they look at blogs and everything else. So they'll say, I was watching a podcast. And I'll be like, yo, podcasts are sources now? Podcasts are a collection of people talking. But people will say that now. I watched this podcast and they were saying. So now people will say, I saw Nick Fuentes talk about Africa. And they'll break all this stuff down and they'll use him as a credible source. Meanwhile, no book song.
No shown.
All right. So we've taken care of that.
That was a lot.
That was a whole lot. So we've taken care of that. So for the moment, let us sing. Let us sing. Just for the moment, we've taken care of that. So you know what?
Let the boy. Let go of the bullshit. I don't know why this funny to me.
That's what we're doing right now.
Background face with focus. Background face.
And we're moving on to new bullshit.
Oh wow.
We're moving on to some new stuff.
Good morning.
This one is a baby mom, a mother of the kids, has finally allowed the kids to stay over with the dad and the wife.
I'm gonna get triggered.
With the dad and the wife.
Y'all know me, a trauma. You know, I'm still traumatized.
She didn't just let the kids stay over. She decided to write out to the wife, write out a list of requirements in order for the kids to stay. These are some, and these are, I'm going to put this up here and let y'all get a load of the rules. Let me hear the rules right here. I got to do a little muting because it has some irritating music. So this is going to come up. Let me move this. Hey, I've decided to let the girls come over this weekend, but as I told him, there will be some rules. Number one, I do not post my kids on social media. Number two, do not take them anywhere without getting my approval first. Number three, do not comb their hair. Normally, I make sure it's braided, but haven't gotten around to getting it done this month. But I don't allow, I should pause it right there. Hold up. Let me bring this back. Let me bring it back. And pause it right there. All right. Hopefully I can get rid of this now. Normally I make sure it's braided, but I haven't gotten around. Damn it. I paused it. Why did it do that? Let me bring it back. Damn, why does this give me so much problems? I don't allow anyone in their hair. Number four, neither of you are to discipline them. Not even him. If there's a problem, call me and I will get them straight.
She got her rules.
So these are the rules. Does anybody, who would like to go first?
I would be curious to know if they have joint custody. I think that's important to note. Like, does he have 50% custody?
Why would that matter?
Especially when it comes to things like major decisions in terms of discipline. I'm saying in terms of discipline. I think that I still want, as a natural parent, you have the right to discipline your child.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, in terms of like letting other people discipline a child, if you're never with me and I see you once a month for a weekend, I'm not going to have my significant other, unless I'm married to that person, disciplining my children. And I'm going to take responsibility to make sure that's not necessary. So I'm going to make sure you respecting them. And if something happens, wait till your father comes home, always on and popping. We're going to handle it. But if we're going to collectively like discipline the children, it's going to be because we're married or because the kids are here half the time. I just don't think it's necessary to have those kind of, I don't want to say privileges, that power to somebody else.
So generally, is the other person looking out for the kid, like making sure that they're safe?
That's okay. If you're with them like that, if you're playing that kind of role, then you should get that kind of responsibility and power. But if you only seen him for 2 days, Don't send my kids on tomorrow. I got a spanking. Like, no. I just sent you on Friday. It's Sunday night. Don't tell me that you was on punishment and got a spanking. Like, wait.
But the thing is, if you have 50-50, custody,
then don't send no note. There's no note to be sent.
There's no note to be sent.
No note at all. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, but if this is like a rare occurrence where they never go over
you
there,
can't control what happens in my house. What are you talking about? When I got my kid, I got my
We
kid.
just said that if you have 50-50,
I don't need to have. If I could be the weekend dad, you still don't control what go on in my house. I got my own house rules.
No, I'm not saying I'm going to agree with the note. I'm not saying I'm doing anything in the note. I'm just talking about the note itself. The note itself only even makes sense even arriving to me, despite how crazy the note is. If somebody never goes over there, I can at least understand there's apprehension. I'm not saying they have the right to make the calls over there, but I can see, oh, this is somebody who obviously must have the kids 90% of the time or more. Now, if you say 50-50, oh, this person's just crazy. They could be wrong both times. They're both
leave it up there.
She's wrong either way. But I was trying to figure out the motive, like what's the mindset? Like, she's not usually over there. She got custody all the time. She's a little.
And then you have somebody like Ash Bass saying, "I had no problem letting your kids look crazy." And your mama said, "Nope, I ain't. And that's on you. Go hurt yourself then."
But you're taking it as you got the letter. Are you cool if you wrote the letter? So you're
ain't writing that letter like that.
Oh, really? If Lady Q decided the child was going to go over to the father's house and decided there were stipulations, you wouldn't co-sign this?
No. How are you going to say what I can't do with my child? It's my child.
If you don't see the child once, that's why 50-50 makes a lot. If you just see the child once every 3 months, they can be stipulations put on, or else you're not going to see the child.
Unless it's going through the judge, because I have rights as the other half of their parent.
And that's why I said natural parent, because most people are not familiar with natural parent rights, and they really think that these man-made laws are the be-all, end-all. That's why they let people have those all caps, corporate fictions representing them in court and saying that's me and all that other stuff that the Moors and the Sovereigns talk about, because they're playing a game acting like me being a father don't give me rights. So they trick you into thinking and signing over, making these contracts so they can say your child belongs to the state because you made these deals and you submitted to this. But in reality, the second that there's conception, I got rights. That's my child.
I can't take him to Six Flags. I got to ask him. Can I take him to Six Flags?
If your custody says that you picked the child up on Friday and you drop the child back on Sunday, I'm not saying I agree with this. If you decide to ask her, I want to pick the kid on Wednesday, and she says, cool, she can write this letter then.
She can.
She can write it, but I still think she's dead wrong.
No.
He's saying this is the off day. He's saying because she's doing you a solid on
this
the
is
off
real.
Day. Yeah,
like we get out everybody get out your feelings. I'm not saying I agree with this, because nobody in the world would ever send me this letter. What I'm saying is, if it's not your day and she sends this, that basically is what it is.
Let me read how it looks. Right, this is okay. Natural parents have fundamental rights to care, custody, and control of their children. These rights, often considered pre-political and constitutionally protected, include many decisions about the child's education, healthcare, religious upbringing. However, these rights are not absolute, because if there's cases of neglect and abuse, then they don't apply. And people understand that. Now, in family law, biological parents generally have fundamental rights to custody, visitation, and decision-making regarding their children. These rights include what I just listed, and medical included, right? However, courts prioritize the best interest of the child. Again, if there's issues where there's abuse or something, or if you're addicted, those are the exceptions. If I'm not touching my kids and I ain't addicted to crack and I ain't, shooting guns, whatever, like, there is biological parental rights that nobody likes to talk about. Like, the courts be damned. If I ain't doing nothing wrong, y'all can't be keeping my kids from me. That's why a lot of these dads are wisening up, talking about how are the courts agreeing with the lady to keep the kids if I ain't beating nobody's ass and touching on nobody. I ain't no crackhead.
So let me get to the one that is the least that I see.
Styles. Like, what that was?
The least that I see this I've seen this happen.
Oh, that Mike is the baby mom white.
I don't know.
She might be like, that white woman ain't touching my kid's hair.
Yeah. But that's the one I want to get to. There are women who say she cannot touch my child's hair. All the time.
Funny. I got to find out the identity.
All the time.
I don't know. I don't know.
She's telling you your wife can't do the child's hair.
If she white, she might have a case. I'm not saying she's right, but she might. People might agree with that.
Okay. All right, so she's black because that's the easy way out. So she's black.
Well, then nah, they bugging. She bugging. The note is crazy. The note is crazy. First of all, 4 separate points. Man, you're doing the most.
It's 4 separate points.
Like, there's too much. Like, just say one thing you don't want.
Anywhere without my approval first. I'm still stuck on that.
First of all, let's talk about the fact that nowhere in this note is it even acknowledged that the father is the father, because she's not saying our kids.
No, but she did acknowledge it at the end with the discipline, and that means him.
Yeah, I'm saying my kids.
Not even him.
Them. Like, yo, people have done that for generations. When the child does something right, it's my kid. When the child does something bad, it's your kid. Your son over here acting up. It's never our kid. For certain people, it's either my kid or your kid. Doing good, I want control, I want power, my kid. Don't do that. Don't touch my child. You can't tell my daughter, where's my daughter, right? All that. Child does something ignorant, you better come get your son. Boys in the hood.
Ms. Clark said, I've been a stepmother twice. No one is controlling what happens in my home. Keep your girls at home with you. But wait, put that back up. Don't run by that. But that means as a stepmom, you're telling the man you're with. You're telling him, well, tell her to keep the kids at home then. Those are my kids, bitch. Not you, Miss Clark. I'm not talking about you. I was just, those are my kids.
She gonna say, well, you need to stand up to her then. She don't run what's going on in this house.
And once again,
I agree with that.
We may be running back to court now. And now the drama between you and the person may stop the kids from coming over. Because what are you gonna do? Just drive over there and take the kids? Because the cops is coming.
Wellness
That's why you gotta have legal. You got to have your legal rights, your legal custody, your legal agreement, your legal weekends. And the judge will tell you, man, you can't control what he's doing the weekends.
So now you're down with the legal.
When we you're going to have no choice if it gets to that point.
But when we said 50-50, you was like, who cares about 50-50? It doesn't matter.
You still got right.
It's any custody, any court order. It could be weekends. It's going to be something you have to have something drawn up from the courts.
Yeah.
You're not controlling it, so we got to go to court then.
And if you go on a day that's not scheduled for you, she's going to be able to send that letter.
Then she better say no. She could say, no, you ain't getting the Wednesday. I know it's your graduation and you really want them there. No, I'm good. She could be spiteful and petty, and that's what chicks do.
So
that's
if you don't go along with those, so the note
look at traumatized Doc over there. Like, look, go. I'm sorry.
Not for real. But I was thinking about, I watched that clip. I don't know if you saw the clip of Gary Owens talking about his lawyers and the baby mom stuff. I think it was Gary Owens. But he was basically saying, if you could reach a level of civility with your significant other, do so. Because when you get divorced, the lawyers will keep it going. And he was talking about this one issue, some small issue that they had. And he was like, no problem. But the lawyers were willing to, go through a whole nother, like I said, go back to court. He said, no, if there's any way possible, his advice to people who are divorced, separated with children, if there's any way possible that y'all can at least reach some civility and way to communicate without, he said, do it. His whole thing was, if you could possibly get along in any way, do not go to these courts because they're going to just keep the beef going because that's what their bread and butter is in. It's not from y'all getting along. It's from every single thing that y'all can argue about.
And I've been trying to preach to y'all. I agree with that.
I was nodding 100 grand down.
Joint accounts, like
I've been agreeing. Y'all want to clown me? Tell you what.
Oh, I'm just surprised. I'm not clowning.
I ain't never had a stressful moment, and I'm not trying to jinx myself, God. I ain't never had a moment. We had a conversation yesterday about certain situations going on. It's just too much. They have unresolved.
Ash says something deeper. She don't like the new girl you with. It's something going on. It's something else going on. It's something else going on.
Because that don't protect the kids. The kids' hair ain't done. Now they gotta go out looking crazy. For what? And you should have did their hair then.
So does the social media have some credibility though? I think that part for some people. I don't want my kids on social media.
No, there's two parents. Then don't get divorced. You want to make decisions together? Stay married. Once we're separated, we're two different people. I might love my kids on social media. It might be the joy of my life, celebrating my children on social media and everywhere else. You can't stop me. We're not together. Legally, since we all talk about court, we're legally two separate people who both have made this child. And you can't tell me what to do.
Why does it matter if it's your day or not? Oh, because they have control in their petty, Miss Clark. Because if you don't normally get them on Wednesday, just because your graduation fell on that date,
you got to agree on it.
No, the judge said, remember, Friday, Saturday, and I get them back Sundays by 6. That doesn't say Wednesday. So it's up to me to control that. So they got you by the balls at that point.
Let me explain to you something. See, y'all all talking that it's just the guy on the one side of this. Y'all just talking like it's the guys are only on that side. On the flip side, you can't call me at 6 a.m. saying, I want to take my daughter to Six Flags, but there's already plans, sweetie.
Oh, yeah, they do that all the time. Yeah, I hear about that.
You can't call me and say, oh, I want to take, we want to go to the beach. But there's already plans. She's got dance classes. She's got cheerleading. She's got tutoring. So yes, you do have to clear it. It does matter what day. It does matter what day.
You got to play. You got to communicate.
You don't live here. You can't just call up at the spur of the moment and change the plan on Wednesday.
Like so, you ain't in control no more. And when we was together, you could do all that, but we ain't together no more.
Yeah.
Can I? Go ahead. Please comments. Don't come at me. But I do think there may be, because I'm not expert in this area at all. This is my opinion. I'm not expert. But I do believe that there's a connection between this masculine behind controlling nature and the fact that you're divorced now. Because you try to be so in control and be the man, somebody left you alone to be that. Because that's a lot of control and power and masculine energy and disciplinarian type vibes. You're the wife. Maybe that's why you divorced.
Let me read this comment. I experienced this. My daughter's donor had a son. When I met him, the son had braids. I redid the braids because they look crazy. She had a fit. This is what I'm talking about.
Life goes on. I bet
Keep your bitch hands out my son's hair and don't be in between.
The kid probably loved it. Got me fresh. Thank you.
Was she sitting between her legs? She could have been some pedophile. I don't know that chick. Like I don't know what's going on. And then she be drinking on the weekends. I saw her post with her friend.
Again, that's why I probably divorced. That's why I got the new chick now. Talk too much. You're doing too much. Yipping and yapping about Martin Lawrence.
You know about this story too?
The background is the mother ID'd high conflict and keeps the kids away from dad. Well, I mean,
is not ID. Probably just typo. Is the mother is high conflict.
The mother is high conflict.
The teacher and me.
With all due respect, there are two sides to every story. So when we get into that, because the three sides.
They said you tried, Mike. Know what I would have done if I really had time to think about it? I would have said, no worries. Here's 4 things I would like you not to do, and see how she responds. Now, she's willing to negotiate these negotiables. Maybe we can both have a few major priorities. Now, if I send you a note and say, don't do this, don't do that, and you have a fit, well, then I'll just rip your note up and keep it moving. That'll just be a nice little test to do. Just test the waters and be like, well, am I open? Am I free to give you some suggestions that you have to abide by in your house? If so, maybe we can all sit down and have a conversation.
Totally takes away the authority that the dad may have over children.
Yes.
Telling the kids that their father is not in charge.
That's the problem.
He better not take y'all nowhere. If he take y'all somewhere, and I know that's gonna be, she probably talking all type of crap to the kids.
Emasculating the hell out of that man, and like the commenter said, your perception of fatherhood and men start to change. That's why these women are growing up now with the Sha'Carri Richardson energy, hands in your face, pushing you over, talk to you all crazy, because that's how my mom was treating men 9 times out of 10.
The father has not been around. That's why there are so many rules for him to parent, be around more.
I gotta disagree with that. I'm on some prodigal son. Even as a crack fiend mama, you always as a black queen mama. Women always keep their royal and nobility and they access. You'll never see no woman. I've never seen even a movie, even a Tyler Perry movie, where the woman was away for a while. She comes back and people slam the door talking about something. You've been away, B. You deadbeat mom. I never heard the term in a talk show, game show, reality show, or movie yet. You name me the show that says the term deadbeat mom. I'll wait. Because you know why? When people get themselves together and redeem themselves and want a second chance or try, even if it's in the moment, even if they haven't been around, I saw the Shy where my mother was on drugs. She came back and it was like, leave her alone. She's trying now. Let's have dinner together. I don't know if y'all watched the Shy.
They get more benefit of the doubt for the
woman. The mom came back after years of drug use and not raising the kids at all. They sat down and had dinner with her that day. Mom.
They want to be trusted. Well,
so let's not act like mom ain't always mom. If mom is always gonna be mom, then dad is always dad. If he's back, he's back. Stop doing that. That unfair stuff. That's when y'all trigger me. Because you know it's a damn double standard and it's not fair and it's not the way women behave toward their families or get treated. He should be around more to be considered a man. I gotta make enough money to be a man. I gotta be around enough to be a man. No, I'm a man because I'm a man.
There have been women who cut children's hair. Yeah. And that's the thing on both sides. This is the maturity of having to understand.
But I'm not going to do that because of a note. I'm not going to go grab the scissors and be like, oh, that's number 3.
Cousin Ash said, I also had the son with me because his dad left him with me and didn't tell his mom. She came banging on my door trying to fight because she was mad I had him. Girl, are you stupid or dumb?
That's crazy. Yeah, like, I don't know who said it, you or Jay. The comment said, there's other stuff going on. Whenever somebody's acting like that, especially when the child is present, so you came knocking on the door where the child was. So the child's missing you, not with either parent, and now you're going to further traumatize the child with some anger situation popping off. You're not thinking about the child. And that's what I really get frustrated about. These people are not prioritizing their children. They're prioritizing their pain and their desire for power.
Lady Q says, a stepmom always made sure my bonus babies checked with their mom before I put my hands in their hairs. Everything else, she can eat one. No, I got it. It's just common courtesy. I got stories for days. I had to get out of that ratchet whirlpool. Yeah,
eat one. I said Miss
Clark tried to come at LaShawn. I think LaShawn's clapping back.
Hey, Miss Clark, because most women put stipulations on how someone else parents when they are usually the only parent parenting primarily all the time. Okay.
In my opinion. No, I said that primarily. I said, is it joint custody? I understand where it's coming from, but I don't think it's right. But I understand if I'm in pain and I've been watching kids all the time, some of that pain is going to come out in my communication when the parent comes back. I'm still going to let the parent be a parent, though.
And here's another thing. I'm gonna be Dr. Smith, aka Fearless, right now. Here's another thing. Don't come get the kid, and then I find out that you left the kid with a babysitter when you had him.
Yeah. Fight for the kid, argue about the kid, then leave the kid with somebody else.
What do you mean? So if I get my kid, but I got plans still for that day, I can't have help support.
So what the fuck do you have the kid for then?
You don't have the kid. You don't have the kid. You got plans.
We were supposed to go to the Chris Brown concert. It just happened to fall on my weekend. So for that one night, my grandmom can't sit with the kids that night. What are you talking about?
Not if I got the kids already. Because usually, but most times they say first refusal is the other parent. So a lot of times the parent will do that. The parents will, they said, I think for me, it was like, if you're away for 3 to 5 hours, if you're away for more than 3 hours, you should let the other parent know. Because
you don't control the time when you don't have your kids.
No, I think in our order it says that. Like you can't just leave the house or leave the kids with people. In our order it says if you're going to be away from the kids for 5 hours, the other parent has the first opportunity to watch the kids, and if not, then you can put them with somebody else.
Oh, I'll be back before hours and 40.
I think we raised that issue before. Something came up with.
What is the point of you arguing about wanting to see the kid, but I gotta go to this Chris Brown concert?
It's your weekend, Mike.
I gotta get to this Chris Brown.
Summer Jam. We don't know the date of Summer Jam.
Okay, well, actually, I do.
Well, you know what I mean.
And my thing is, so let me get this straight. You decided. And instead of them being with you, I'd rather them leave with a babysitter for the 4 or 5 hours.
It's a power trip.
Because that makes sense.
It's power
trip. Now you're gonna leave with somebody who I don't know, or if I do know, I don't.
Night. It's not like it's the whole weekend. Like
first
you're
of all,
going to the
one night
for the
can
weekend, and that was your weekend.
One night can lead to everything. Okay.
You're bugging.
Ain't nobody bugging. One night can lead to anything.
My mom can stay here with them for the night while I go to the concert, Mike.
Oh, then you should have canceled the concert. Which one is your priority?
What do you mean canceled? The tickets was already bought.
Okay.
This Chris Brown is coming. They were so excited. And then they changed the date. Oh man, remember because they changed the Chris Brown date on people.
Yes, and this is why being a parent. This is why being a parent is unfair. Because if I didn't have a babysitter, I couldn't go. And this is why I have a good relationship with my co-parenter. Because I would say, yo, how about this? Instead of me picking her up on this day, I'm going to pick her up after the concert the next day. And she'd be like, cool, no problem. But y'all want to fight with your baby moms and your baby dads.
No, I don't want to fight at all. I don't fight nobody.
I'm not talking to you personally, and I know you know that.
I'm done fighting.
We're real behind on these comments. You want to get caught up with it?
I told my ex-wife to keep my daughter. You're not going to use her to control me. When my ex found out I had 3 more daughters, she started letting her stay to ensure she wasn't being
left out.
You got a whole lot of comments.
And when stepmother follows the rules by baby mom will say, why didn't they get to go? Why weren't my kids included in the pictures y'all posted? Why y'all let them go outside with their hair
looking all crazy?
It's a lose-lose. It's a lose-lose. So be clear. If they follow it, it ain't like it's gonna be all peachy. She's not gonna come home and be like, "Oh, you guys are perfect co-parents. Thank you so much. See you next time." Like, it's never gonna happen. It's gonna be a problem.
This putting your controlling bitter emotions in front of your kids, spending time with their other parents is wild as fuck. Yeah, it is.
I agree with this.
My girls are a reflection of me. Is that what it is? MW?
Yeah.
Their hair and upkeep will stay together. Yeah. 3 sides to every story. Kevin Hart said his dad was a stepdad because he couldn't come
past the steps. Yeah, he said that.
Don't come past the steps. Oh, God.
If I got a list of rules to the other parent like this because they haven't been around them, they aren't going. We can meet somewhere and I'll make myself scarce for the visit until I can.
You can't. You don't
trust it. Yeah, trust.
You don't control that though. That's still the other parent.
I mean, if I can't trust you around a kid, then you're going to call the cops.
Well, we got a court order. You can't. You're gonna go to jail.
Well, that's shit you do. You cancel Chris Brown concerts and you go to jail.
No, so Sean's absolutely right though. Women have double standards too, but that's why we all should call them out and try our best to work against
only
them.
The parent who has physical custody can get a babysitter. Is that what you're saying, Mike?
Yeah, I said it.
He said yeah.
That's what we doing.
Yep.
So you got more. He's standing on it. Yep.
Who want to fuck with me? Yep. I walked the walk. When I found out, I walked the walk.
No, stuff do come up though, Mike. They having a surprise party and for your mom, her birthday, but it just happened to fall on your week.
That's why y'all gotta be on a peaceful terms. Like that's why.
Go to your mom's surprise birthday party, Mike.
Stop. That's why. I ain't gotta stop. That's why y'all don't want good relationships with your co-parenter.
You gotta be on peaceful terms. And honestly, when I first got separated, that's why I tried so hard, because I knew if it ain't peaceful, it's going to hurt the kids the most. It wasn't about my ability to win a petty debate or war or to get back at people. I knew that no matter what happened, if we weren't on good terms, it's going to hurt the children the most.
I think she's saying that it wasn't her weekend, so she paid the father to watch the son. Hey, this ain't my weekend. I pay you to watch.
He left out.
It's the other parent.
Left our son, not he left out. Left our son over another woman's house. No. Dead wrong. Wildin'. Took the money and then didn't even do the watching of the child, and then went to somebody else's house that she never met. That's like 2 or 3 violations in one.
Everyone on here has been in a predicament a time or two.
Yes.
This subject is triggering.
It's triggering. Mike acting like he don't get it. Mike get it, LaShawn. He know what it is.
How do I act like I don't get it?
You just like you can't have a babysitter unless you're the custodian, unless you're the main parent that got the kid majority of the time of the year. You're the only one that qualify for a babysitter. Other than that, you got to sacrifice whatever.
Yeah,
you can't have the grandparent. You got to give up that trip or whatever it is for that night. You can't go to that gala. Nope. It's a big comedy show. Dave Chappelle coming. Mike, Dave Chappelle, people reached out. They want you to perform tonight. But no, oh man, I got my kid. No, you can't. My mom can't sit here with. You
need a +3. You need a +3 on the tickets, so I need +3. Front row. I gotta be able to see my kids while I'm doing my thing.
But this is my thing. This is why when y'all sit around, and I'm saying y'all in a generic, I'm not pointing this out in a generic way. When y'all sit around and have a good time talking about your baby mom ain't shit and your baby dad ain't shit, this is why turmoil comes up. Because you have no grown-up relationship with your co-parenter. And it may not be your fault. It may be the other person's fault. But we live in a culture that we love shitting on the other parent. But then when it comes to things having to be worked out, you'll wonder why you can't work it out.
I had dinner with my daughter recently, and I told her, because I don't know what her future is going to be or who she's going to be in contact with. Even if she's in a happy marriage all her life, I wanted her to know something because she could pass this on to somebody else one day. they send you those classes, right? Those that what is it, parenting classes? Something they send you to, right? Something mandatory stuff. Basically, they get money from you. They make you pay, and they sit you down for a clinic, and all the parents sit there and talk about parenting. And I was like, "What's this BS?" Y'all reluctant to be part of it. The one thing they said that changed my life was never forget that these children are 50% of the mother and 50% of the father. Anything said negative about either of you negatively affects this child. But I didn't even take my wife out of our prayer. The way we used to pray, I still pray like that almost 8 years later. Mommy, daddy, because I know that this is 50% of my son and 50% of my daughter. If I ever say anything slick or negative about this other person, I'm cursing, disgracing, disparaging 50% of my child. When I read that, I was like, whoa, glad I came to this meeting. Because I was in the thick of it, and I had a lot to say, but I was like, I'll never say it in front of them, and never have. They never heard me curse at their mom, call their mom, even on here. All the trigger and the trauma, you never heard me say, my baby mama is nothing, because half of my children are from her, and I'm never going to say nothing bad about my children.
When I tell you, let me tell you something. And this is not a blanket statement for every single situation of people who are watching. Nothing is a perfect fit for everybody. Nothing is a perfect fit. If you want your kids to understand that the other person is lacking, do your job.
Mm-hmm.
Do your job.
That's all you gotta do.
I promise you, as they get older, they will say, oh, I see what you did, and I see you don't never have to say a word about it.
My kids to this day be still asking me what happened. I still won't tell them. I just keep it pushing.
Well, honestly, the funny thing is, when I went through my situation, I'm sure in the back of my dad's mind, he was probably like, he never said nothing either. But I'm sure in the back of his mind, he's like, you see how it is. I can tell you some stuff. Men be quiet, but just being quiet don't mean you're always wrong. Just because you're the one that's quiet don't mean you're the one that's wrong.
And I'll say this in saying, when you don't have to tell your kid what the other parent doesn't do.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you.
And they'll figure it out. They get older.
They'll start going, this is crazy how you make time to make sure that you're always I don't have to speak negatively about that person.
Mm-mm.
You don't.
And growing older changes things. Because honestly, throughout my life, I've learned a lot more about parenting, being a parent, about marriage, being married. So you don't got to do nothing. When they get grown, things are going to start popping in their head about wait, that, not that, like my mom, what is this what happened with it? Like, what's the real story? Like, but somebody else said that too in that clip where they was like, yo, make sure all the kids that ever had that situation, try your best to get your dad's side of the story. And there was a guy on the internet went viral advising that, because he said that I promise you, whatever story you got is not the story. It is two sides to every story, basically. But no, a lot of men opt to just not tell their story because it's not even worth it. And you don't need to dog nobody to make your point.
I never spoke any negative words to my daughter about her mom. Yeah. She is in her late 30s. She asked me what happened, and I never
just said it. Yep. Jay said it, and then I just said, yep, that's what usually goes.
Mm-hmm.
But women take advantage of that too. A lot of people take advantage of you being a real one, and they're like, I know he's not going to do the same thing to me, so I can go even harder. Right? I can write notes and numbers. Because if she thought that the other parent was going to write a note right back, she probably wouldn't have wrote that note.
Probably not. What else? This is how I raise my kids. They see their dad for what he is without me saying a bad word about him. That is it.
Nikki make facial expressions. Nikki do little side side. I'll believe Nikki.
No, but it goes both ways though. If they're not doing their job, the kids will see that too. If they're not doing their job, the kids will see that.
That's your dad. Like she say little slick stuff like I ain't say that. I just said that was your dad. You know what you did. You know exactly
kids are very observant. They observe more than we know. And this is not to say that Jay Black isn't right. This is just a different experience I had. There's a certain age where if you keep asking me what happened, I'm gonna ask you, do you really want to know?
Oh yeah, a certain age. Oh no, don't be 25 and ask what happened. I'm like,
they still do it 25.
You got your own kids? I'm gonna tell you just for the sake of your life. Then if you're married with kids, let me talk to you, son. Let me talk to you.
And the reason why I say it is because, and I say it as best as I can to let them know this is what happened. At a certain age, you need to. If you feel that you need to know, then I need to tell you.
But I'm not gonna dog the mom though. I'm a friend.
No. You gotta say
my side and my experiences without really.
And for me, my experience was I have to be honest. I wasn't. You have to be able to tell your kid when you wasn't shit.
Yes, I would do a lot of ownership, accountability perspective for my kids. This is what I did. This is what happened.
This is what I did.
I'm not going to dog the other person. I don't need to.
And these were the circumstances. And this is exact because I'm telling you, at 20, 21 years old, they've already in their mind put the story together. They put the pieces together.
KT said her daughter's 27. She has both sides, so they both parents told their side.
Right. Now the math is mathing for her. I just watch it come together and answer all the questions with complete transparency. That's all you can do.
I don't know if that's good.
I think it's good for the kids' development, though. I think it's good for the children because a lot of times the children got a lot of that childhood trauma, childhood insecurities, childhood questions never answered, and it goes into their adulthood in terms of how they develop as a person, how they deal with conflict, how they deal with relationships, trust issues.
They still gonna believe whatever parent they want to believe.
No, it's not. But it's not about the parents. It's about the child developing and having peace and having closure and having a better understanding so they can move forward in the world with more confidence. And the math is math.
Let me tell you something. When kids spend enough time around both parents, that's why I'm saying this is not a blanket statement for everybody, because everybody's circumstance is different. When kids spend a lot of time around parents, they'll hear a story, and from their history of what they've learned from each parent, they'll start putting 2 and 2 together. They'll start saying, yeah.
They call BS.
Yeah.
Or that's making sense now.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. They're going to go like this. They're going to go like, I get that. And I get that. And they're going to, but the thing is, they're going to do that.
On top of the car at Freaknik. So he was probably right when he said you was out in them streets.
But this is my thing.
Or that time in college didn't count because there was just a.
But this is my thing. You can either allow them to put the pieces by themselves, or you can go, here's the story.
There's gonna be a story either way. The story they make up in their mind.
Now they're gonna put the pieces in the spots. They're gonna go, yep, that sounds right. Yep, I believe he did that. Yep, I believe she did that. Yep, I believe yes, and then that puzzle starts coming together. That's the only reason why.
Did you tell your son, Tosh, why y'all? She said her son knows they're just not together. But did you tell him from your side? Did you share your experience, Tosh? Was you real?
How old is the person is important to them?
Yeah, her son is young. Her son's still young.
Like a child. Yeah, you fine.
I think he's a teen. Is he a teen yet? Tosh, he 12, I think. I don't even.
I mean, anything under like 16, 17, I'm like, you don't need to really get involved in it at that level.
And not only that, when you tell them
what
the stuff that you take responsibility for and their actions that you may not be proud of, now you get to explain to them why, what made me act that way. Simply so you can give them a roadmap on, I'm not saying you're going to do this, but in these situations, sometimes a selfish act can be done because you're just being selfish. It could be done on insecurity. It could be done on your environment that you were in, the people that you were around, the system that you were caught up in, and you trying to explain. That's why I do have conversations.
Smut's a smut, but go ahead.
But listen, then that I mean, I'm not gonna debate that part, but infidelity and their circumstances that are actually deeper on that part, and that's up to her to deal with that. Her conversation with her kids. My infidelity, they can say a smut's just a smut. They can say I was just a smut. I can explain to you what I was caught up in. That's why I explain the situations. Because
not to say you didn't do wrong, but just to give context and
give context to what happened
and how these things happen. What leads up to it could keep them away from it. Identifying certain things and all that, and you say, you know what, I kind of grew up like that. Yeah, I can see if I'm in that situation, and then know the consequence of the action. That's how we got here, right? So I that's how I made the decision. That's the decision I made, and that's why it ended up this way. I think it's good for a child to, or at least an adult, to learn and look back on, because they're gonna go through their own test.
No, I never told him. He is 14. It really is nothing to tell. He never seen me and his father have an argument, and he came back into.
That's a big deal too.
That's huge. Did never see y'all ever have a disagreement? Wow,
that's a big deal. If you kept it away from them, then
I wish I could say that.
I think that's the rule, though. For me, Mike,
I'll give you a round of applause.
My rule of thumb is if you kept it away from them, you can keep it away from them. But if you weren't able to keep it away from them, then maybe you should consider some explaining because you already exposed them. If there's exposure, there should be explaining. If you've kept it away from them, then you're able to keep it away from them. That's just the way I look at it.
Just like in any situation, it's best to hold your words and let the person's actions show their true character. The kids will see it. And also, and I agree with that, Katie. And also, this, and once again, this is not a blank statement for everybody. When somebody comes to you and says, so-and-so did so-and-so, right? I can't believe they're acting like this. The worst thing to say is, I told you.
I told you so.
I told you.
Dad said he was coming over at 5:00.
I told you. Because I want you to remember all the moments in your life where you were warned and you still went. And the last thing you wanted to hear was, didn't I tell you?
I told you so. Yeah.
They ain't coming to you for did not tell you. They're coming to you sometimes for understanding why.
Tell your child. Don't I told you so to a child.
Well, here go Craig's comment. Let's see if you agree with Craig, Mike. Let's see if you would see.
My daughter accused me of not caring for her. I told her I had $90,000 in child support receipts. Daddy bought her first car, computer, laptop, iPad. She apologized 2 weeks later.
Craig said, yo, I got receipts. Man, you see that child? Let me show you this papers. I'll be paid every 2 weeks.
Dude, you can't expect people.
You can't tell them that, though, right?
No. Because somebody else is telling them something different. So no, you got to set the record straight. But I've been in situations where it's like, don't make me look like I'm not helping. No, I told you I was paying the mortgage. There was a time where I was paying child support, extracurricular, and paying the mortgage. I had a big child support payment. I was paying the mortgage on the house also, and the judgment also said I had to continue paying karate and dance and everything. I heard something one time, and I was like, no, that's not true. Like, if that's what you're being told, this is what's actually happening. I don't need to talk about nobody else, but I'm going to tell you about me. And if you think that I'm not contributing and I'm not helping while you're under the roof I pay for, wasn't planning on having this conversation with you, but I pay the mortgage and I pay child support and I pay for it. And I just kept looking straight. Like, we're not doing that. We're never going to act like what's happening ain't happening.
Kids always find out the culprit in these situations. I just waited and seen for them. See, I just wait to see if I never talk bad about anyone that kept them away.
Yeah, and real quick, I got cut off. My bad.
Yes.
When we're back to Craig showing the receipts. This is the thing about human beings. Craig, how do you expect somebody to know something they don't know?
No, but I mean, somebody was lying. Somebody was hating on him.
But you don't tell kids about money, right? You don't go, I paid you my money.
You don't tell kids about what dad don't do. Because once you open up that Pandora's box, your dad don't do this, your dad don't do that, your dad don't care about you. Who told you this?
But then the kids gonna go to the mind. Well, dad told me he was giving you $800 a week.
I'm not telling you to tell them when they're. I'm not having this conversation when they're 10 years old.
Yeah,
I'm not having this conversation when they're kids. But you can't expect a kid to know what you do if they don't know what you do. If they don't know what you do, they don't know.
Well, don't say I don't care about you then. Just say I'm not giving my money. So it's like.
So in Craig's defense, you got to say, give me a second. Let me show you something.
Craig said, let me pull up these receipts right quick.
This right here.
Remember that laptop? That laptop that you on the end right now. The one that you get. Yeah. The iPad.
The one you typing this message about that you're on.
The one you typing this message about.
You don't care about me on daddy laptop.
Craig said, nah, run tell that.
Yes, real accountability, conversation, truth about the broken relationships between parents with their children can help to break generational curses, also learn behavior. And it's an ongoing thing. His father sticks up for me just like I do for him. My son never seen us not co-parent badly, and I embrace his wife and other kids. Noah does not see anything different. He just knows we didn't work out.
Yeah, that's the best. Shout out. That's the best way to do it. Like Alicia Keys and Swiss.
No, I feel you, Craig. These kids need reminders sometimes. See, Ash on that bullshit. No, Craig, let them know. They need to remind.
These kids need a reminder sometimes, not because they're a burden, but they may have you effed up. Once again, how are they supposed to know they got you effed up if they don't know the facts?
Oh God.
Cause you know your mom be lying sometimes, even if I don't say nothing about it. She be lying to you sometimes. Come on now, stop playing. Nobody perfect. Everybody do their stuff. You know your mom. Like don't. I ain't gotta tell you. You know me. Like everybody got their things with them. You don't know by now who's who and what's what. How old is you?
Kids become adults. They want accountability from either parent. I tell my kids what I do and did. Knowledge is power.
They can help you out. They can help you out.
All right, so here's a little scenario. A dude was talking about parenting, and he's talking about his teenage daughter. My son finally gets it at 23. And Stacey, that's the way it normally happens. Around that age, some people get it faster, some people, but it's not up to you to try and every day be like, you know what this person don't do. You know this person ain't this. You know this the reason why. Every time something goes wrong, you want to go harping back to, well, that's what you're going to learn. You got a hard head. You always have to, no.
You keep on believing.
And let's remember something. And let's also remember something. Whether you like it or not, your child, in my case, that's their mother. Whether you like it or not, they have a bond with that person forever.
Yeah.
They have a love for that person. The same way I can't describe my love for my mom. I can't even describe it. I can't even put it into a context of words.
Yeah.
That's what they have for that other person, father or mother. Respect it. You can't do nothing about it. They love that person. Through all the shit I've done, I have a mother and father who have loved me through the mud of all the shit I've done. I'm going to do the same for them. So no matter how much you're mad at that other person, you can't change the fact that that person has a divine love for that person that you can't change. So get over it.
Your brainwashing ain't going to work.
All the stats that you bring up, all the statistics, all the missed holidays, all the missed birthdays, they still even yearn for that relationship even more. So you trying to shit on it ain't helping nothing.
Sean said the girls want to know, why didn't you take him for child support? LaShawn, how do they know you didn't? That means you told them, I ain't need to take your dad child support. I ain't getting no money. You was talking too much, LaShawn. See, that backfired on you for me. Why you ain't taking for child support?
This is a father talking about it. I just want to know if y'all agree of how he handled the situation. How would you react? 17 years old, and this is what happens.
Outside, I don't see my daughter's car, 17 years old. Initially, I grab my phone. I'm about to call and scream at her. So I stop instead. I put down the phone. I say to myself, why am I so mad? And then I rationalize and say, I'm not mad. I'm afraid something's happened to my baby. Now I'm calm. Hey, hello? I was like, where are you? In my room. Where's your car? Oh, it's parked at the grocery. Kids were drinking. You told me if everybody was drinking that it was no problem. I could just pay for an Uber for everyone. Oh, I'm so sorry for waking you. Thanks. But where would it gone with most parents? Where are you? Where the fuck are you? I'm at home. What are you doing? Where's your car? Next thing you know, next time people are drinking, she's not going to take an Uber home. I come up.
Good.
What was that comment that you played just before that? I didn't ask this full comment. Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Also, sometimes the conversation has to come up because the other parent started trying to poison the child's mind against the other parent. So sometimes you have to clear the clouds, aka lies.
I just saw the poison. I was like, yeah, but I thought of something like that. Okay, yep, I know. I definitely agree because even if, like I said, even if it's unintentional, like Jay Black said, sometimes in casual conversation, I don't even put on child support. You're not really trying to do no digging, but you just might have shared something in conversation, not realizing it opened up, another.
Right. Ain't no reason in beefing. I know me and my son's father was toxic, but what that got to do with my son. Absolutely. Sometimes the non-custodial is the fall guy. However, if they effed up, they need to own. However, if the non-custodial parent is handling his business, don't shit on his name. What was the first part? Go put that back real quick, and then so we can get back to this clip. Sometimes the non-custodial is the fall guy. However, if they effed up, they need to own. But it ain't for you to put it on them to own it. I'm telling you, it backfires every time.
No, I'm saying, let me say one thing though. There's a lot of, I'm trying to say it the right way. Yo.
You do the solo. Go ahead.
If you a man or if you a woman,
go get it off your chest, Doc.
No, seriously, if you're a man or if you're a woman, especially those who have been in situations where you had to work with another parent and not in a relationship with the parent, don't cape for nobody else when you know better. Because a lot of men out here who will jump on a bandwagon, either they're trying to get with the girl or something, and they'll cape for the baby mom, even though they got drama with their baby mom and they know how this go. But they'll let that same baby mom demonize the dude like he's the only problem, did everything wrong. And there'll always be these men around. And I'll be looking like, yo, what's up with y'all pussies, man? Y'all not gonna say nothing. Y'all know how this go. Then you find out, yeah, I know what it's like because I got a baby mom. So you got a baby mom that does this to you, but you gonna let somebody else do this to somebody else. There's a lot of women like that, a lot of men like that. So all y'all caping, trying to save the day and act like you don't know what's going on when you do for whatever reasons. Y'all some of the worst people in the world. Because I know a lot of men like that. They'll come around and dog out the baby's father. And I'm like, yo, you got a baby mom does the same thing to you. Why are you gonna act like now it's different? But sometimes they be trying to get
you. That's why sometimes it's good to just listen and stop chiming in, because you know the potential of what that person is going through. The same person that the woman that you're talking to is telling you how ain't shit he is.
Yeah,
you got to just go like this. Okay.
Don't jump. Don't get in it though. Don't. Cause I seen men be like,
don't get in it.
I had a dude tell me one time. She said. I looked at him like really, dude? That's what we do now. One side of the story, we just go.
All right. Let me. All right. Get the more. Let me play this one more time.
Outside, I don't see my daughter's car, 17 years old. Initially, I grab my phone. I'm about to call and scream at her. So I stop instead. I put down the phone. I say to myself, why am I so mad? And then I rationalize and say, I'm not mad. I'm afraid something's happened to my baby. Now I'm calm. Hey, hello? I was like, where are you? In my room. Where's your car? Oh, it's parked at the grocery. Kids were drinking. You told me if everybody was drinking that it was no problem. I could just pay for an Uber for everyone. Oh, I'm so sorry for waking you. Thanks. But where would it gone with most parents? Where are you? Where the fuck are you? I'm at home. What are you doing? Where's your car? Next thing you know, next time people are drinking, she's not going to take an Uber home. I come up.
Let me tell you something. That's some of the hardest things to do to keep your calm, because you are so scared. You are so scared that something has happened to your kid. But in my opinion, he's speaking the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, especially a 17-year-old daughter, you don't see that car outside in the front. You look at your phone, and it's 30 minutes past the curfew. And your mind, and I'm telling you, the anger you have, he is so right. The anger you have is how frightened you are. You are so frightened that something it's finally happened. Something has finally happened to one of my kids, and your heart is racing and your anger. But man, listen, and you will fall short. Just because you fall short doesn't mean you can't try again. Because I've fallen short, and then and I've realized my tone, as much as I joke about it, my tone is everything when I talk to my kids. That is just a generation that and I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
You be loud.
But my tone with my kids, when I'm talking about something that has happened, I realize now I have to purposely keep my tone like this. So what?
It's not going to be received well if you come in all hot
or received at all.
And they didn't grow up in the same generation I grew up in.
That part. No, I feel you. If you grew up in one area one way and a different generation, different time, and you can't just come into this suburban setting and be like, yo, nigga,
I could tell when my dad was saying what the fuck because he was hurt, or what the fuck did you fuck up for like this?
Damn idiot.
I could tell the difference.
Mike, what the
like I could tell the difference. I knew when the anger was like, I can't believe you did this bullshit. And he could say
anger to disappointment. It's either one or the other.
He could say the same words. He could be like, I can't believe you did this bullshit. And I could tell he was like, why would you put yourself in that situation? That is not this generation.
I'm learning that. I could be so harsh, but it's because I love them so much, Mike. And I want the best for them.
But understand the harshness. It's we battle with that because of how we were raised.
Yeah,
our skin is too thick, in a bad way. Our skin is almost too thick. I disagree, Jay Black. I have to calm be calm with my son. He will not. Yeah, you can't.
No, I'm saying Mike be yelling. I agree with you, Tosh. No. I was saying Mike is the one that be coming in hot. I'm like, and Monty ain't trying to hear that. Monty ain't the one. She gonna check him like, yo, but is there any reason why you're yelling and hollering? Like Monty would calm him down real quick. In order for us to have a dialogue, Dad, I need you to calm and bring your tone down. And then most parents will get even madder. Who the hell you talking to? I'm the adult, right? But Monty will check Mike.
And trust me, I learned the hard way. The cops came.
It wasn't the next second. Calm down. That'll do it, Mike. Mike, I'm with you. He said last time some couples keep fighting. I'm not couples. I'm not one of them couples. If I see some lights, it can be a flashlight. If I see a light outside, whoa. And another thing, you got whoa. You saw that? You see that light?
The honesty on this show is so real.
No.
The cops will come.
And that's why you have to learn. You have to learn.
One way or another, you're gonna take it down. You're gonna calm down one way or another.
And then what you have to learn is after that, you have now. No. You have to learn to. And this is what I'm giving y'all the big picture here. After that, people have to pick teams.
Whose side are you on? She shouldn't have been talking like that, but he shouldn't have got loud. And why he wouldn't be breaking stuff? The cops wouldn't have came if he didn't pick a side. Who team you on? Come on, y'all got to pick a side. Everybody.
And then I had to dig deep because you got to understand. I don't care. I'm not a blanket statement. I'm gonna speak for myself as a man. I'm comfortable being by myself.
Oh yeah. No.
You desert me, and that is not a positive. You desert me. I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I had to then say, you want your family together, right? You want this family. You want this family to work.
I'm the adult. She ain't gonna be talking slick to me and think ain't no consequences. What's going on? Who do that? What?
And the funny thing is, the person who
ain't no jail for that, ain't no police for that. Disrespectful kid police. We need that.
And it's the whole atmosphere. But that's why my tone is everything. I had a conversation. I'm working
on it.
I had a conversation with my co-parenting yesterday. I'm not gonna get into the situation. It's major, but it's not major. It's major, but it's not. I understand why it's major. Also understand why I know this too shall pass. And she explained to me this situation, and she was basically like, she was basically giving me the heads up of the emotions that were going on. So maybe not. You shouldn't call right now. Normal Mike would have been like, man, I'm gonna call. I can handle this.
I can do what I want to do. I'm the adult. I can out of control situations. Don't tell me what not to do.
But if your co-parenter is laying the groundwork, saying these are the emotions.
Yeah. Her tone was good too, I'm sure.
Yes.
You don't tell me what to do.
And my tone was starting the conversation was in a jovial type of way. I was like, so let me know what's going on. What's happening? So when she explained, she laid out the groundwork. She said, this is it. I said, you're right. Everything's going to be all right. We'll talk later.
But I don't want people to think I don't care, though. I should call because I want everybody to know I do care. I need them to. But okay.
It is a tough position when you're actually not there because Jay's right about that, though. You don't want the impression to be, oh, you don't care. And in the meantime,
you even reach out.
Space. You're being respectful. You're being considerate. You actually talk to the other parent. If the child doesn't notice, will have a negative effect. There's a lot going on.
And all that will have to, if that came up, because that's a chance you take.
Yeah, it's part of it.
But that's called being the adult.
You gotta make tough choices.
You gotta make tough choices.
Approach.
And I can't, I as much as we want to, I can't fix everything. I can't jump in and fix everything because to go through the obstacles, it may get worse before it gets better. So, that tone is something, that harsh tone is something I grew up with.
Look at the growth in Mike. Look at the growth, y'all. He 10 years ago, Mike ain't worried about no damn tone. Like,
I'm calling now. I'm calling
right now. What? Put me on speaker.
Put me on speaker.
Because what were we raised as? We couldn't tell a parent about their tone.
Yeah, Florida ain't never said to James on good times.
If I told a parent about their tone, I'd be put to sleep. Like, what are you talking? Your tone? Well, you're not going to worry about your tone. You're taking a nap now. That general parenting approach is a struggle because I come from a parent where there was no room for discussion, opinions, or talk. Absolutely, K-Day.
Ain't no talking
I
about
get it.
That's what a lot of us come for. Yeah.
How can you find out what's going on with your kid when you basically said your opinion doesn't matter?
Oh, read Ash, man.
The cops came. My daughter told right on me. She grabbed me by the throat because I got smart with her. I'm a work in progress. I won't take her out again.
She snitched right on. Yep, she grabbed me. She grabbed my throat because I got loud. So she.
No, that's why they got to bring back Scared Straight, because a lot of these kids they don't connect cops with jail. Like, kids need to know. Like, I remember when that number came out when they were like, I think I was in the house and they were like, if your parent does something, please call us. Man, we all laughed together. My whole family laughed together because we knew that was not an option in this black household. The white people started talking about call the police on your parents. Everybody laughed in the house. I think I was 8. I was laughing.
And I told this story before. Do you understand when I got arrested that night? And I'm just gonna say this: when I went, and I was intoxicated. When I went, I was the only person in the jail. It was just me and the cop who brought me in, and the cop literally didn't even put me in a cell. He let me just lay down on this bench. Right? He let me just lay down. I didn't know where I'm at in South Jersey that there is no bail. You have to sit until the date.
Certain number of hours.
No, you have to sit in the county till your date comes up.
Court date. Oh shit.
My date didn't come up for 7 months.
What?
My date, it got pushed back for 7 months.
Just coming.
That's where I would have been. This cop called the judge at night, and the judge said, "Send him home." The cop put the phone down. You tell me God ain't this is some. The cop looked at me and said, "You don't know how lucky you are." Do you know what that cop did? That cop drove me home.
Yeah, you must have been in a good neighborhood. You was
in the front seat.
Oh wow!
It was raining.
It was a white cop did that?
It was a white cop.
Like Harriet Tubman.
Dude, the only reason I know this is because my lawyer said, I can't believe they called the judge at damn near midnight.
Because there's always a magistrate on duty. They don't tell you that. Lawfully, for even in case of there's always somebody on call, but they let the people who don't know that, judge will see you in the morning. Judge will see you, it's Friday. Judge will see you Monday. But if people know better, when they got high-powered lawyers, they know you have a right to be seen by a judge when you get arrested, and there's always somebody on duty 24/7. So the
cop had compassion. The cop felt.
Yeah, everybody else who's sitting there now. Everybody who's sitting there all the time, they just let them sit there. They know they can call. They can figure out everything.
And it was 2 of them, and they were looking at me like they didn't want to put the handcuffs on me.
Like, damn, damn, that's what happened.
And it wasn't. And let me tell you something. If I tell you the whole, and I would never ever share that. I would never, but it wasn't just me and the person. It was a buildup of the entire family dynamic. It was a buildup of what had gone on. So in order to actually interpret that in your brain, you got to have some critical thinking to see what your part was in this. What your part, which was the biggest part of it, was me.
That's the part you can control. I always say that.
That's it. I wish I would call
Craig kids called child services on them, and they commenting back to Craig.
Yeah, it's like, and I said the same thing when that number came up. Like, ain't nobody doing that.
She said she would never call her mom.
To this day, that look crazy. I would never give my mom a chance. She tried her best, because even other comments, somebody just said that we raised a little bit like slavery. A lot of what we got was from enslavement. Yeah. I know that people said this before, the way it was described, did the best they could with what they had. Somebody asked me about my mom and dad, I'll tell them that. They absolutely did the best they could with what they were given and what they had. And I would never,
And we're going to end on that because I got to get out. And I will agree with you. They did the best they could for what they knew.
Yeah.
What they knew.
That's what they were given. That's what they had with them. Yeah.
And what on their mind, what was right or wrong. For that being, that's a whole nother long discussion. Thank y'all. We'll be back at it tomorrow. I got to get out of here. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for everybody rocking out. We'll be back 7 a.m. tomorrow. Michael Sean. Love me for who I am and the Takeover Legends. Love me for who I am. Not that you want me to be, I can never be that. Understand there's only one thing in life that's guaranteed. It will end. So enjoy every minute, every second. You fight for everything in your life. Fight for your happiness. Never let anyone, any circumstance, anything take it from you. God got me. God got you. God got us. From Jay Black, Sexy Mo, Fearless, C Chung, Amani, Kamari. We'll be back tomorrow. We're gone. Gone.
Michael Sean and the Takeover Legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.